I learned how to live quietly. I worked, paid rent, smiled when needed, and hid my real name like a scar. When people asked about my past, I said, "It's simple." It wasn't. Nothing was simple with her. She was the only reason I stayed honest in a world where lying was easier. "You're thinking again," she said, touching my arm. "What's wrong?" "Nothing," I said. "Just tired." "You always say that," she replied. "You know you can tell me anything." I nodded, because I loved her and because I believed love was enough. I thought we were building something real. Small, but real. Then her mother called. "I'd like to meet you," she said on the phone, alone. Her voice was polite, but cold. I agreed anyway. We sat across from each other at a quiet cafe. She didn't smile. She didn't ask about my work or my family. She placed a thick envelope on the table between us. "What's this?" I asked. She pushed it closer. "Open it." I opened it slowly. Cash, clean bills. I counted without meaning to. $2,000. "I don't understand," I said. She folded her hands. "This is for you to leave my daughter." I laughed once, weakly. "You think I'm with her for money?" She didn't laugh back. "I think you're with her because you have nothing." That hit harder than I expected. "I love her," I said. "I would never hurt her. You already are," she replied. By staying, I felt my face burn. "You don't know me." "I know enough," she said. "You rent a small place. You change jobs. You have no future plan I can see." "You didn't ask," I said. "I don't need to," she replied. "My daughter deserves stability, security, a man who won't drag her down." "I'm not dragging her down," I said quietly. She leaned forward. "You are a phase." This, she tapped the envelope, "is a clean ending." My hands shook. "And if I say no?" She looked me straight in the eyes. "Then I make her life very difficult." I swallowed. "You'd hurt your own daughter?" "I protect her," she said. From regret, I stared at the money. It felt dirty. "She loves me," I said. "You can't buy that away." Her voice softened, just enough to be cruel. "Love fades. Poverty doesn't." Silence sat between us. "I need time," I said. "You don't," she replied. "You need dignity." I stood up. My legs felt weak. "Take it," she said. "Disappear. She cry. She heal." I picked up the envelope. Not because I agreed, but because I couldn't breathe. "You win," I said. She nodded once. "You're making the right choice." I walked out. The street felt louder than before. My phone buzzed. Her name lit the screen. "Did you meet my mom?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "How did it go?" I looked at the envelope in my hand. "Fine," I lied. "Are you okay?" she asked. "I just need some air," I said. "I'll call you later." I never did. That night, alone in my room, I opened the envelope again. $2,000 stared back at me. I felt small, broken. Something inside me cracked, slow and deep. I didn't know it then, but this was the moment my old life started waking up. I sat on the bed and whispered, "I'm sorry," to no one. My phone buzzed again. A message. "Did I do something wrong?" She wrote. I closed my eyes. "No," I typed, then erased it. I thought of her smile, her trust, and the way her mother looked at me. I whispered, "I won't beg." I set the phone down. The silence answered back. I didn't cry. I just stared at the wall, knowing something had ended and something dangerous had begun. I had no idea how much power that silence would give me later. Slowly, I took the money. Saying that out loud still makes my chest tighten. I kept telling myself I had no choice, but that excuse never fully worked. Every step I took away from that cafe replayed her mother's eyes in my head. Cold. Judging. Like I was something stuck to her shoe. "She thinks you're weak," I muttered to myself while walking. "She thinks you're nothing." That night, I sat on my bed with the envelope in my hands. I counted the cash again, slower this time. 2,000, I whispered. "This is my price." My phone rang. Her name. I answered. "Why didn't you call me back?" She asked. "You said you would." "I've been busy," I said. "With what?" She pressed. "You sound strange." "I'm just tired," I replied. "Can we talk tomorrow?" There was a pause. "Did my mom say something?" "No," I lied. "It's not about her." "Then what is it about?" She asked. "Did I do something wrong?" "No," I said quickly. "You didn't." "Then talk to me," she said. "Please." I stared at the envelope. My throat burned. "I don't think this is working anymore." "What?" she said. "Where is this coming from?" I just feel stuck, I replied. I don't see a future. You told me we were building one, she said. You promised. I know, I said. I thought I was ready. Ready for what? She asked. Loving me? That's not fair, I said. What's not fair is this, she replied. You disappear after meeting my mother and suddenly you're done? I clenched my jaw. I don't want to fight. So you're leaving, she said quietly. Yes, I answered. For what reason? She asked. Give me one real reason. I opened my mouth and closed it again. The truth stayed trapped behind my teeth. I need to work on myself, I said. She laughed, but it cracked halfway. That's it? That's all I get? I'm sorry, I said. No, you're not, she replied. You're scared. Maybe she was right. Is there someone else? She asked. No, I said. Then why does this feel like you're throwing me away? She asked. I'm not, I said. I just can't be what you need. Her voice dropped. Did my mom pay you? My heart stopped. What? She did, didn't she? She said. She paid you to leave. I closed my eyes. Don't say that. Answer me, she demanded. Silence answered for me. Oh my God, she whispered. How much? It doesn't matter, I said. It does, she said. How much? 2,000, I said. She inhaled sharply. So that's what I'm worth. That's not what this is, I said. Double quotes. Yes, it is, she replied. You chose money over me. I chose peace, I said. I chose to stop hurting you. You hurt me more by staying quiet, she said. You didn't even fight. I didn't know how, I said. She cried then, not loudly. Just broken sounds. I trusted you, she said. I defended you. I know, I said. I'll regret this forever. Good, she replied. You should. The call ended. I sat there for hours, staring at the wall. The envelope lay open beside me. The money felt heavier now, like it was pressing into my ribs. You're weak, I told myself. You ran. I stood up and shoved the cash into my pocket. Each step away from that room felt wrong, but I kept moving. Outside, the night air felt cold. I won't forget this, I whispered. I won't forget how small they made me feel. The money burned against my leg as I walked. It wasn't just cash anymore, it was shame. It was anger. It was a promise I didn't fully understand yet. I looked up at the dark sky and said, never again. That was the moment something inside me stopped begging and started remembering who I used to be. I sat alone in my room and said my real name out loud for the first time in years. It sounded strange, like it didn't belong to me anymore. I had buried it carefully, changed papers, changed cities, changed myself. I told people I wanted a quiet life, but the truth was simpler. I ran, I said to the empty room. I walked to the mirror and stared at my face. You were supposed to be stronger, I told myself. You were trained to lead. My father's voice came back to me, calm and firm. Power doesn't protect cowards, he used to say. Only responsibility does. I wasn't a coward, I argued with his memory. I was tired. I remembered the night everything broke. Family meetings that turned into shouting. Papers slammed on tables. My uncle pointing at me and saying, You think you own this empire? I built half of it, I had said. You inherited the rest, he replied. That makes you replaceable. That was the word. Replaceable. I picked up my phone and stared at one contact I never deleted. My thumb hovered over the screen. Don't, I whispered. If you call, there's no going back. My father's voice returned. Running doesn't erase duty. I pressed call. The line rang twice. Sir? A familiar voice said, careful and unsure. It's me, I said. You know who? There was silence. Then a sharp breath. I wondered when you'd stop hiding. I didn't hide, I said. I stepped away. You vanished, he replied. We searched. I needed space, I said. You needed time, he corrected. They needed you gone. I closed my eyes. Is it still standing? A small laugh came through the phone. Standing? It grew. How many? I asked. 500,000 head, he said. Across 3 countries, my chest tightened. I left everything. You left management, he replied. Ownership doesn't disappear because you're scared. I wasn't scared, I said. You were betrayed, he replied. That scares smart men more than enemies. I leaned against the wall. They tried to take it. They failed, he said. Because your name was still on the foundation. My real name, I said quietly. Yes, he replied. The one you buried. I laughed bitterly. I let a woman's mother make me feel worthless. She didn't know who she was talking to, he said. I forgot who I was. I replied, you always forget when you choose silence, he said. Your father hated silence. I swallowed. He's gone, but his rules aren't, he replied. He told you never to bow to people who don't build. I bowed, I said. You survived, he corrected. Now decide. Decide what? I asked. Whether you stay small, he said, or come home. I pictured the cattle fields, the offices, the boardroom where my name once meant something. I changed my name for a reason, I said. And lost yourself in the process, he replied. I love someone, I said, and they loved the man you pretended to be, he said, not the one you are. That hurt more than I expected. I don't know if I can go back, I said. You don't have to go back, he replied. You just have to stop running. I was quiet. The empire never left you, he said. You left it. I looked at the envelope on the table, then at my reflection. My father wanted me to protect what he built, I said. And to protect yourself, he replied. Those were the same thing to him. I nodded even though he couldn't see me. Give me time. You've had years, he said, but take one more night. The call ended. I sat down slowly. My heart was loud in my chest. I didn't lose it, I whispered. I walked away. For the first time since I took that money, I felt something stronger than shame. I felt memory. And memory was dangerous. The airport smelled the same as every other one, but my chest felt different. I stood in line with a boarding pass that carried my real name. Seeing it printed made my fingers tighten. You sure about this? I asked myself. No one answered. I found my seat by the window. As the plane started moving, my phone buzzed. A message from the old manager. Car will be waiting. No delays. I typed back. I'm not a king anymore. The reply came fast. You never stopped being one. I leaned back and closed my eyes. The engines roared and suddenly I wasn't in a plane anymore. I was back in that room years ago. You can't just remove him, I remembered saying. My uncle's voice followed. Watch me. The contracts are in my name, I said. For now, he replied. Courts exist. I opened my eyes as the plane lifted off. My hands were shaking. Am I going back for power? I whispered. Or because I'm tired of being humiliated? The flight attendant smiled. First time flying with us, sir? That word, sir. Yes, I said quietly. She handed me water. Let us know if you need anything. I almost laughed. People still spoke to me like that without knowing who I was. I stared out the window as clouds below. Another memory surfaced. You taught him too well, my aunt had said. I taught him to protect what's his, my father replied. And now he thinks it's all his, she snapped. It is, my father said. Because he carries it. The seatbelt sign chimed. I rubbed my face. I left because they wanted blood, I said under my breath, and I wanted peace. A voice inside answered, you got silence instead. The plane landed harder than expected. My stomach dropped. As I walked through the terminal, my phone buzzed again. Sir, we're at Gate C, a deep voice said when I answered. I'm coming, I replied. I stepped outside. A black car waited. A tall man stood beside it. Welcome back, sir, he said, opening the door. You don't have to call me that, I said. Yes, I do, he replied. I always did. I studied him. You stayed. I was paid to protect, he said, not to choose sides. I nodded. Anyone follow you? No, he said. They stopped looking years ago. Good, I replied. As we drove. The city came into view. Taller buildings. Cleaner streets. Everything looked sharper. They filed 3 lawsuits after you left, the security chief said. All failed. I heard, I replied. They thought you were weak, he added. I was quiet, I said. They confused the two. The car stopped at a tall building, glass and steel. My reflection stared back at me. A man in a suit rushed out. Sir, he said, breathless. The board director is waiting. I followed him inside. The elevator doors closed. You didn't have to come in person, he said nervously. I did, I replied. The doors opened. The board director stood up the moment he saw me. Sir, he said. Welcome home. I felt it then. Not pride. Not anger. Recognition. They still stood when I entered. I sat down slowly. I'm not here to reclaim power today, I said. The director swallowed. Then why are you here? I looked around the room. To remember who I am. No one spoke. As the meeting ended, the security chief leaned close. They're scared. They should be, I replied calmly. When I stepped back outside, the city lights reflected in the glass. I touched my name badge. I never stopped being this man, I whispered. I just pretended I wasn't. And that lie had cost me everything once. It wouldn't cost me again. I sat at the long table and said nothing. The room talked for me. Chairs scraped, throats cleared. Eyes kept finding me and looking away. Let's begin, the director said. I nodded. Go on. Numbers filled the screen. Voices rushed. I listened. The man across from me leaned forward. We assumed quarterly approvals were automatic. Assumed, I repeated. Yes, he said. Since you were absent. I was never absent, I replied. I was quiet. Silence followed. The legal advisor slid a folder toward me. There are discrepancies, she said. Invoices, side agreements, timing issues. I opened the folder. Who signed these? The executive smiled too fast. Operations handled it. Operations don't sign, I said. People do. He shifted. It was standard. Show me the standard, I said. He couldn't. I closed the folder. Continue. Minutes passed. Panic crept in like sweat. Phones buzzed and stopped. The advisor spoke again. If we correct the process now, exposure is limited. I nodded. Correction first. Names later. The executive laughed nervously. You're not serious. I am, I said. Systems fail before people do. He frowned. That's not how it used to be. That's why it failed, I replied. I stood and walked to the window. Who approved the coastal deal? The executive said, it benefits us. It benefits someone, I said. Who? He looked at the table. A partner family. Which family? I asked. He hesitated. The advisor answered, the one connected to the foundation gala. My jaw tightened. Say the name. She did. I breathed out. They don't know me. No, the advisor said. They think you're gone. Good, I said. The executive snapped. You can't unwind that agreement. I can pause it, I said, immediately. You'll start a war, he warned. I ended one by leaving, I replied. I won't start another by rushing. He leaned in. You're afraid. I met his eyes. I'm patient. The director cleared his throat. What are your instructions, sir? Freeze approvals, I said. Audit payments. Fix procurement. And him? The director asked softly. I looked at the executive. You'll help us repair what you bent. He scoffed. Or else. Or else the truth does, I said. The advisor smiled once. That's efficient. After the meeting, she walked beside me. You changed, she said. I learned, I replied. You could have crushed him, she said. I don't need noise, I said. I need clean ground. My phone rang. A number I didn't know. Speak, I said. A cheerful voice replied, We're excited about the partnership. I smiled without warmth. So are we, I said. After review. There was a pause. Review? Yes, I said. Transparency builds trust. The call ended quickly. The advisor exhaled. They'll panic. They should, I said. Not because I'm angry. Then why? She asked. Because I'm back, I replied. I sat again and folded my hands. They thought I was gone, I said. I was just waiting. Patience became my shield. I listened as fear moved the room. Fix the leaks, I said. Report daily? Yes, sir, voices answered. I stood and added, no scapegoats. We repair trust. The advisor nodded. I'll draft notices. Keep them calm, I said. She replied, they won't be. I smiled. They will learn. Outside, the city hummed. I felt steady. Quiet work, I said. Wins. The executive lingered. You won't ruin me? I answered, you already tried. He swallowed. Help me fix it, I said. Or leave. He nodded. I walked away without looking back. Power followed when I didn't chase it. They thought I was gone. I was counting. Now I moved slow, deliberate, calm. Tomorrow, I said. We reset. Yes, sir, came back. I breathed once. The room waited. I owned the silence. It listened. I smiled and ended the day ready to begin again with clean hands and sharper eyes that missed nothing anymore at all today. Finally steady again here now. Present. She stood near the stage, laughing with people who wore confidence like perfume. I almost didn't recognize her until the screen changed. My name appeared in white letters, large and impossible to miss. I heard her voice stop mid-laugh. She stared at the screen. Then she stared at me. Is that you? She asked. I nodded once. No, she said. That can't be you. I said nothing. We moved away from the crowd without planning it. A quiet hallway swallowed us. You lied to me, she said. Didn't you? I leaned against the wall. I didn't tell you everything. That's the same thing, she replied. Was the breakup fake? I watched her hands shake. Some truths need time. So it was a lie, she said. I didn't answer. Her eyes filled. Say something. I stayed quiet. She laughed bitterly. Silence again. You always do this. I do it now for a reason, I said. What reason? She demanded. To look powerful? No, I said. To stay honest. She shook her head. My mother forced me into another relationship. My chest tightened. When? Months ago, she said. She said I needed stability. I exhaled slowly. Did you want it? No, she whispered. I wanted you. The words landed but didn't cut the same way anymore. You disappeared, she said. You took the money and vanished. I left, I replied. There's a difference. Is there? She asked. Because it broke me. I closed my eyes. It broke me too. She stepped closer. Then why does this feel like you won? I didn't, I said. I survived. Her voice cracked. I defended you. I know, I said. Do you love me? She asked suddenly. The hallway felt smaller. Love doesn't answer everything, I said. She flinched. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have, I replied. She looked at the screen visible through glass. So that's who you are. That's who I was, I said. Pain taught me the rest. She searched my face. Power changed you. No, I said. Pain did. She swallowed. What happens now? I straightened. Now I finish my work. And us? She asked. I met her eyes. We don't rush ghosts. She nodded slowly. I don't recognize you. I softened my voice. I didn't recognize myself either. Footsteps echoed nearby. She stepped back. Goodbye, she said. For now, I replied. She turned away. I watched her go without chasing. The screen changed slides again. My name stayed. I felt nothing sharp. Only clear. I realized then that power didn't make distance. Pain did. And distance kept me standing. I spoke again, softer. I didn't come here to hurt you. She stopped. Then why show up like this? I didn't plan it, I said. Life did, she faced me. My mother still thinks you're gone. I know, I said. She thinks she won. She added. I shook my head. Nobody wins that way. Her shoulders dropped. I'm tired of choosing wrong. So am I said. She whispered. If you asked, I'd leave him. I paused. I won't ask. Why? She said. Because choice matters. I replied. Tears slipped. You're cruel. I'm careful, I said. She wiped her face. Will we talk again? Yes, I said. When truth won't break us. She nodded once more and walked toward the lights. I stayed where I was. The crowd returned. Voices blurred. The screen behind me showed forecasts, growth, control. Inside I felt calm. Pain carved this space. Power just filled it. I checked my watch and breathed out. The director called my name. Coming, I said. I took one last look down the hall. I didn't chase regret anymore. I walked back into light, noise, responsibility. Each step felt earned. I understood something simple. I could love and still walk away. I could remember and still move forward. That knowledge steadied me. When the doors closed, I smiled once. Pain taught me control. I finally listened. The screen flickered. My name remained. I didn't hide from it. I carried it. Quietly. Forward. This was not revenge. This was survival becoming direction. I chose it. That choice changed everything for me forever, and I accepted the cost without regret. She asked for a private meeting through 3 different people. Each message sounded polite, careful, nervous. None of them used my old name. They didn't know who I was yet. I agreed without hesitation. We sat at the same cafe, same table. Different weight in the air. Thank you for meeting me, she said, forcing a smile. You asked, I replied. I came. She folded her hands the same way she did last time. I represent my family in this matter. I know, I said. She glanced at my watch, my suit, then my face. Something shifted. You look familiar. People say that, I replied. She cleared her throat. This partnership means a lot to us. I'm aware, I said. She leaned forward. There may have been misunderstandings in the past. Were there? I asked. Her lips pressed together. I may have acted harshly toward someone. Someone, I repeated. She nodded. I was protecting my daughter. By buying a man's absence, I said calmly. Her breath caught. I watched recognition bloom slowly, painfully. It's you, she whispered. Yes, I said. Her face drained of color. That's not possible. You paid for it to be possible, I replied. Her hands trembled. I didn't know who you were. You didn't care, I said. She swallowed. I was afraid. Of what? I asked. Of poverty, she said. Of instability. So you decided my worth, I said. For $2,000, she flinched. I didn't mean, was it enough? I asked gently. Was $2,000 enough to erase me? Tears filled her eyes. I was wrong. You were confident, I corrected. She reached for her bag, then stopped. I owe you an apology. I'm listening, I said. I was proud, she said. I thought money solved things. It solved your discomfort, I replied. She nodded slowly. My daughter suffered. So did I said. She looked down. I pushed her into another relationship. I know, I said. Her voice cracked. She hated me for it. Did you listen? I asked. No, she admitted. I thought time would fix it. Time remembers? I said. She wiped her eyes. I never imagined you'd be sitting here like this. I never imagined you'd beg, I replied. She straightened. I'm not begging. You asked 3 times, I said. That's begging with manners. Her shoulders slumped. I'm asking you not to destroy us. I'm not destroying anything, I said. I'm watching it stand on its own. She looked up sharply. You're doing this on purpose. I'm doing nothing, I replied. Truth moves faster than revenge. She whispered, I underestimated you. You dismissed me, I said. There's a difference. Silence stretched. Can you forgive me? She asked. I thought of the envelope, the humiliation. Her daughter's broken voice. Forgiveness isn't the same as forgetting, I said. She nodded. I'll do anything. That's what you said last time, I replied. Then you opened your wallet. She winced. What do you want? I want you to answer one question, I said. She waited. If I hadn't returned, I asked, would you regret it? She hesitated too long. That's your answer, I said. She reached across the table. Please, I didn't move. I won't threaten you. Then what will you do? She asked. I'll let consequences speak, I said. She leaned back, defeated. My daughter still loves you. I know, I replied. She's waiting, she said softly. I won't use love as leverage, I said. Tears fell freely now. I ruined everything. You revealed it, I corrected. She stood slowly. I was wrong about you. Yes, I said. You were, she paused. Is there anything I can do? I met her eyes. Learn. She nodded once and walked away. I stayed seated, calm, steady. No insults. No threats, just truth sitting heavy between empty cups. I whispered to myself, 2,000 was never the price. Outside, the city moved on. So did I. For the first time, power felt quiet. I didn't touch their business. I didn't make a single call to destroy it. Still, the cracks started showing everywhere. The investors are nervous, my advisor said over the phone. They're asking questions. Let them, I replied. Questions expose weak foundations. They're pulling out, she added. One by one, I closed my eyes. Because? Because the numbers don't match the promises, she said. Someone lied. I hung up and sat quietly. My phone rang again. This time, it was her mother. We need to talk, she said, her voice thin. Urgently. I'm listening, I replied. Our partners are withdrawing, she said. Contracts are being reviewed. That happens, I said. Not like this, she snapped. This is coordinated. It's cautious, I corrected. Big difference. There was a pause. This is you, she said finally. It isn't, I replied. It's truth. You knew about the deal, she said. I knew it was weak, I answered. You could have warned us, she said. I wasn't asked, I replied. She exhaled sharply. You're punishing us. I'm watching consequences, I said. You built on arrogance. You're enjoying this, she accused. I thought of the envelope, the cafe, the way she looked at me. No, I said. I'm remembering. She lowered her voice. If you step in, we can still save it. I won't, I replied. Why? She asked. You have the power. That's why, I said. Power isn't for fixing lies. She whispered, You're ruining us. You did that, I said calmly. Long before I returned. The call ended. I stared at the window, feeling something heavy press into my chest. Not triumph, doubt. Did I go too far? I asked myself. My father's voice answered in memory. You didn't push. You stopped holding. Another call came in. My advisor again. The final investor walked, she said. They cited governance issues. Document everything, I replied. Do you want me to intervene? She asked. No, I said. Let it finish. After I hung up, I stood and paced the room. You could stop this, I told myself. You could save them. Another voice answered. Would they have saved you? I remembered how small I felt, holding that envelope. How easy it was for her to decide my value. I didn't plan revenge, I whispered. I planned survival. A message appeared from her. My mother is panicking. I typed back, I know. Did you do this? She asked. No, I replied. I stopped pretending. There was a long pause before her next message. She says you're heartless. I smiled faintly. She said worse before. I sat down, breathing slowly. Contracts collapsed. Meetings canceled. Silence replaced confidence. This wasn't fire. This was erosion. My phone rang again. Her mother. I didn't answer. I told myself, karma doesn't need my help. Still, guilt crept in. You wanted dignity, I said aloud. Not destruction. The room stayed quiet. Another message from my advisor arrived. It's done. I closed my eyes. I didn't feel victory. I felt balance. I whispered, I didn't touch a thing. The memory of the envelope surfaced again. The weight. The shame. I won't apologize for standing, I said. Outside, the city moved like nothing had happened. Inside, something settled. This was slow justice. Silent. Unavoidable. I stood by the window and said one last thing to the empty room. You don't get to decide my worth and walk away untouched. Then I turned off my phone. For the first time, I let consequences speak without interrupting. Karma finished what pride started. I only watched, and I stayed standing. I stood on the balcony and said, It's quiet up here. My old manager joined me. That's the price. Of what? I asked. Being responsible, he replied. Noise fades. Weight stays. I watched the city lights. I thought power would feel loud. It does at first, he said. Then it feels lonely, I nodded. I ran because I didn't want this silence. You ran because you didn't want to choose, he said. I looked at him. I chose peace. You chose hiding, he corrected. Peace comes after truth. I exhaled. I let people decide who I was. You let fear speak for you, he said. I thought silence was strength, I replied. Silence is a tool, he said. You used it to disappear. That cost me everything, I said. It almost cost you yourself, he replied. I leaned on the railing. I see them look at me differently now. They always did, he said. You just forgot. I forgot on purpose, I admitted. It was easier. Easy things rarely build leaders, he said. I wasn't ready, I said. I was angry. You were hurt, he corrected. Anger just hid it. I nodded. I blamed them for pushing me out. They tried, he said. You left. I know, I replied. That's on me. We stood quietly. I thought revenge would fix it, I said. And? He asked. It didn't, I answered. It felt empty. He smiled. Good, good. I asked. It means you didn't lose yourself, he said. Men who enjoy revenge don't come back. I didn't plan revenge, I said. You planned dignity, he replied. I laughed softly. That took longer. Worth it, he said. I turned to him. Why did you stay? Because leadership matters, he said. Someone had to guard the door. I should have stayed, I said. You should have learned, he replied. Now you have. I hid my name, I said. Like it was poison. You hid your responsibility, he said. I was scared to fail, I admitted. You were scared to be seen, he replied. That landed hard. I almost lost myself, I said. You did for a while, he said. But you came back. Not the same, I said. Better, he replied. My phone buzzed. I ignored it. Lonely? He asked. Yes, I said, but clear. That's the trade, he said. I don't miss who I pretended to be, I said. Good, he replied. That man was small. I let others define me, I said. You won't again. he said. I straightened. I won't. Say it like you mean it, he said. I won't, I repeated. He nodded. That's leadership. I looked back at the city. I thought success would heal me. It exposes you first, he said. What healed me then? I asked. Self-respect, he replied. Quiet, durable, I smiled. I earned that. Yes, he said. You did. We walked inside. Before leaving, he turned. Don't disappear again. I won't, I said. Even when it hurts, he added. Especially then, I replied. After he left, I stood alone and spoke to my reflection. You ran, I said. You learned. I touched the glass. You almost lost yourself. Then I shook my head. But you came back. I felt no hunger for revenge. No need to prove anything. I don't need noise, I said. I need truth. The room felt steady. I whispered one last thing to myself. This is the man worth keeping. And for the first time, I believed it completely without doubt at all today. She asked to talk again 2 days later. No drama, no pressure. Just a message that said please. I agreed because running wasn't my habit anymore. We met in a quiet place. She looked smaller than I remembered. Thank you for coming, she said. I said I would, I replied. She took a breath. I never stopped loving you. I didn't respond. That's silence again, she said softly. It still scares me. It's not meant to, I said. It's how I listen, she nodded. I should have stood up to my mother. Yes, I said. I was afraid, she continued. I chose comfort over courage. I know, I replied. She looked at her hands. I regret that every day. I believe you, I said. Her eyes lifted. Then why do you sound so distant? Because belief doesn't erase consequences, I answered. She leaned forward. I'm asking for another chance. I stayed quiet. Say something, she said. Please. I won't promise what I can't give, I said. Do you still love me? She asked. I care, I replied. Deeply. That's not love? She asked. It's love with boundaries, I said. She swallowed. I waited. I didn't ask you to, I said gently. I know, she replied. But I hoped. Hope sat between us, fragile. I can't go back to who I was, I said. I don't want that man, she said. I want you now. Now requires courage, I said. Every day. I have it, she insisted. Then prove it to yourself first, I replied. She frowned. Why won't you just say yes? Because rushing is how we broke, I said. Her voice cracked. I miss us. I miss what we could have been, I replied. That sounds like a goodbye, she said. It's a pause, I said. A real one. She shook her head. You're different. I had to be, I said. I learned my worth. Because of money? She asked. No, I replied. Because I stopped begging. Her eyes filled. I never wanted you to beg. But you watched while others decided for you, I said. She flinched. I was wrong. Yes, I said. And so was I. How? She asked. I left without truth, I said. I chose silence. You thought you were protecting me, she said. I was protecting my pride, I admitted. She reached out, then pulled back. Can we try slowly? We can talk, I said. We can be honest. And love? She asked. Love follows courage, I replied. Not promises. She nodded slowly. I'm scared. I'll lose you. You already lost who I was, I said. This is different. She wiped her eyes. What do you need from me? Consistency, I said, and choice. I choose you, she said quickly. I need you to choose yourself too, I replied. She sighed. You don't make this easy. I make it real, I said. We sat quietly. Are you happier now? She asked. I'm steadier, I replied. That sounds lonely, she said. It's honest, I said. She smiled faintly. I still want you. I know, I said. And you? She asked. I want truth, I replied. She nodded. I can give that. Then start there, I said. She stood. Will you call me? Yes, I said. When I'm ready. She hesitated. That might take time. I waited years to respect myself, I said. Time is fair. She smiled sadly. You really changed. I remembered, I corrected. She walked away slowly. I didn't chase her. I felt no urge to explain. No need to prove. The power shift wasn't about wealth or control. It was about knowing when to stand still. I whispered to myself, love without courage isn't love. For the first time, I meant it. And for the first time, I didn't feel afraid of losing anyone. I felt certain of keeping myself. I asked for one last meeting. No lawyers, no assistants. Just her mother and me. She agreed faster than I expected. We sat in her living room this time. Expensive furniture. Heavy silence. You wanted to see me, she said, cautious. Yes, I replied. She studied my face. Is this about the deal? No, I said. This is about something older. Her eyes flicked to my hands. What is it? I'd placed a clean envelope on the table between us. Open it. Her fingers trembled as she did. She froze when she saw the cash. Her voice broke. That's the same amount. 2,000, I said. Exactly. She pushed the envelope back. I don't understand. You gave this to me once, I said. To disappear. She swallowed. I was wrong. I know, I replied. That's why I'm returning it. Her eyes filled instantly. You don't have to. I do, I said. I don't carry things that don't belong to me anymore. She shook her head. You're doing this to humiliate me. No, I said calmly. I'm doing this to free myself. She covered her mouth. I ruined my daughter's life. You tried to control it, I replied. That's different. Tears spilled over. I was afraid she'd suffer. She did, I said. Just not the way you imagined. She stood suddenly. Say it. Say you hate me. I don't, I replied. That's worse. She whispered. I don't need revenge, I said. I needed my dignity back. She sank into the chair. I thought money solved problems. It only hides them, I said. Her shoulders shook. I can't undo it. I'm not asking you to, I replied. She looked up at me. Then why come here? So you know this chapter is closed, I said. For both of us. She stared at the envelope. I don't deserve forgiveness. I'm not giving forgiveness, I said. I'm giving boundaries. She pressed her palms into her eyes. I broke something precious. Yes, I said, and I rebuilt myself without it. She sobbed openly now. My daughter still loves you. I know, I replied. She's waiting, she said through tears. I'm not, I said gently. Her head snapped up. You won't even try? I already did, I said, years ago. Silence fell heavy. You're stronger than I thought, she said. I had to be, I replied. You made sure of that. She winced. Take the money back, please. I won't, I said. I don't need it. She reached for my sleeve. Stay, I stepped back. I won't stay to watch this. Please, she said. Let me say I'm sorry properly. You already did, I replied. Now live with it. I turned toward the door. You think this makes you better than me, she cried. No, I said, without turning around. It makes me done. I opened the door. Behind me, her voice collapsed. I never meant to destroy you. I paused once. Intent doesn't change impact. Then I walked out. The hallway felt lighter than any room I'd entered before. Each step loosened something in my chest. Outside, the air felt clean. This isn't revenge, I said to myself. It's release. I didn't look back. I didn't wait. I left the envelope on the table where it belonged. Not as payment, not as proof. I no longer carried shame that wasn't mine. I breathed in deeply and kept walking. Some doors closed loudly. This one closed quietly, and that was enough. I stood in my office as the sun cut through the glass and said, It's quiet. My old manager smiled. That's how you know it's yours. I thought noise meant success, I replied. Noise means chaos, he said. You learned the difference. I nodded. Pain taught me faster than comfort ever did. He leaned against the desk. You didn't just take back an empire. No, I said. I took back my name. He studied me. You don't sound angry. I'm not, I replied. Anger burns out. And bitterness? He asked. I left it behind, I said. It weighs too much. He laughed softly. You're different. I'm honest, I replied. My phone buzzed. I looked at it, then set it face down. Her? He asked. Yes, I said. You going to answer? He asked. Not yet, I replied. Some things don't need urgency. He nodded. That's growth. I walked to the window and looked down at the city. I used to think winning meant crushing people, I said. And now? He asked. Now I think winning means not losing myself, I replied. He clapped my shoulder. Your father would like this version. I hope so, I said. After he left, I spoke to the empty room. You didn't survive to be small, I told myself. The silence agreed. Later that day, I met the board again. Profits are stable, one said. Morale is up, another added. Good, I replied. Keep it clean. They nodded. One of them asked, what's next? I answered without hesitation. Sustainability. They blinked. I'm done chasing, I said. We build to last. When the meeting ended, I stayed seated. I remembered the cafe, the envelope, the way my hands shook. I almost disappeared, I said quietly. My phone buzzed again. A message appeared. Do you ever think about us? I typed slowly. I think about truth. There was a pause. Do you think there's still a chance? I stared at the words. I don't know, I said out loud. I typed back. The future isn't a bargain anymore. No reply came. I felt calm. I walked outside and breathed in deeply. I don't hate, I told myself. I choose. I remembered every step that brought me here. The humiliation, the silence, the long nights of doubt. You broke me, I whispered, and rebuilt me. The city moved. People hurried. I didn't. A reporter called my name. Any comment on your return? Yes, I said. I never left. She frowned. But you disappeared. I smiled. I learned. What should people remember? She asked. I looked straight ahead. Dignity matters. She nodded and stepped back. I walked on. Later, alone again, I opened my journal and wrote one line. I built more than an empire. I paused, then added another. I built a man who won't be bought. I closed the book. Love might return, or it might not. I was no longer afraid of either answer. I don't chase what doesn't choose me, I said. The lights in the city turned on one by one. I stood tall, steady. I understood something final and simple. The man worth paying to disappear is the man worth fearing when he returns. Not because he seeks revenge, but because he no longer begs. I turned off the lights and walked forward. My future wasn't loud. It was certain, and that was enough for me.